You may start off as a patient care technician or maybe a phlebotomist, and depending upon where you are on that particular path, wages can start anywhere as low as $10 to $13 an hour, or it could be as high as $15 to $20 an hour. It just depends on where you are. But again, I encourage people to receive multiple certifications. So when you come to us, ask about multiple certifications. You may not just want to get one certification, but it may be a dual certification to ensure that you can come in at a higher wage, depending upon the training that you're receiving.
And
IT is one of our highest paid industries, by the way. So
okay.
the IT industry is an area where there's a very, very high demand, and the wages are much higher than many of our healthcare fields.
And could you give us some examples of certifications that a person might receive?
Okay, that could vary as well. It depends on the industry. I'll go back to the healthcare industry. You can receive a phlebotomist, EKG, patient care technician, LPN, an RN. It just depends on the industry. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. There's truck driving certifications. There's IT, a variety of IT certifications. Some of the things that we offer and we contract, organizations that we contract with are Prescolas. They provide our IT training and help with job placement there. We also have contracts with Goodwill to provide who are working in collaboration with TechBridge. They have an IT certification program. And we also work very closely and have a contract with SEFCA, who provides training and employment opportunities in the construction industry. So again, it just depends on what you're looking for. I'm naming just a few, but I really don't want people to get bogged down with that. I want them to know that virtually every industry is available to you. It just depends on what your heart desires and where you feel like you have experience and skills, or maybe even where you'd like to learn something new at.
And then you did say there is no cost for this.
Absolutely. Yeah, all of our services are free of charge to our customers. We focus on and prioritize individuals that are unemployed or underemployed. And as I said earlier, with so many unemployment claims that have been filed in the state of Georgia, we can expect that most folks will be coming in unemployed for the most part. But we focus on individuals that are unemployed and underemployed. And what underemployed means is when an individual is making very, very low wages. And I know right now, as a part of the CARES Act, people are receiving some additional funding through the CARES Act. I think it's approximately $600 a week, and which is $600 in addition to the normal unemployment that they're receiving. But I encourage folks to, while you're receiving those dollars, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of that and go back to school. And a lot of those training programs can be anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. Sometimes they're a little bit more, but you could get that training in 6 to 12 weeks. And then once your unemployment has run out, you can hit the ground running and obtain an opportunity right away and be positioned for a higher wage.
Very good advice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sonia. My name's Ed. I got a question.
Yes.
So I think in there, I see career coaching and some of the conversations you just had. You also help people kind of select that career versus somebody who says, hey, I want to be, a surgeon, where, maybe their background doesn't set them up for that. So you have either counselors or there's somebody I work with that kind of helps me choose What's right for me.
Yeah, we have career training advisors on site every day who are able to provide career coaching and discussions and really help to better focus the customer in terms of their training. I'll give you an example. We had a young lady to come in. She sent me a great note. This is why I remember her. She sent me a note because she met with one of our career training advisors and she wanted to give him a big thank you because she was focused on a particular industry where her background said she was doing something entirely different. And he really helped to refocus her ideas and how she viewed moving forward in her career on something that she already had experience in, because what she was looking for, she had zero experience. However, she had all of this project management experience and zero certification. So after looking and talking with her for an extended period of time, she realized that she needed to get a certification in project management. And she received that certification and was able to make at least $8 more than what she had been in the past, just based upon that certification. I meant $8 more per hour than she had been in the past, just from receiving that certification. So again, our career coaches are very well educated on how to coach. We use labor market information to help people really look at what careers are in demand right now. We want to make sure that we're setting people up for success.
Very good. Thank you.
Next slide. I'll just go through these really quickly. So we talked a little bit about who we serve. We serve both adults and dislocated workers. We serve out-of-school youth as well as in-school youth. We have a really great youth program, which I'll talk about in a minute, and we'll be offering also this summer a virtual summer experience for our young people, which is a really great opportunity because, as you know, in this environment that we're working in now, we have to practice social distancing. So we're in the process now of developing a virtual employer-aligned summer experience for our young people. We're looking at youth between the ages of 14 to 24. Generally speaking, we service youth between the ages of 16 to 24. This will be a paid internship program for young people. We also have paid work experiences for adults as well as we call them dislocated workers, and dislocated workers are the individuals who have been working in the past but have been dislocated from work because of one issue or another. And as I said before, there's a number of dislocated workers out there now because they've been laid off because of the company closures. Next slide. We have a comprehensive one-stop in Cobb, which is located right in Marietta. And our comprehensive one-stop services all customers through, you can keep going, sorry, there's some things missing. Right, so there's Voc Rehab. All these services are co-located in our service center. So if there's individuals with disabilities, they can stop in our service center to be serviced. We service older Americans, individuals that might be of retirement age if they're looking for employment opportunities. So there's always employment opportunities for them as well. The DOL is co-located in our service center as well. So we have them there. You can keep going.
You were talking about adult education. So is this the GED program that you would facilitate for an adult?
Yes, generally speaking, we have a GED program right on site at our Marietta office. We also refer people over to the adult ed program, which is also located in Marietta as well. But we do have a class we hold weekly on site at our location in Marietta as well.
It's great.
You keep going. So all these services are co-located within our service center. We talked a little bit about some of the resources and services that we have: job readiness workshops, interviewing skills, financial literacy services, internships and work experience opportunities, as well as supportive services. Again, I talked earlier about setting people up for success. You know, oftentimes we find that people experience hardship even when they're trying to work every day. And to help mitigate against some of those things, we want to set them up for success by providing support services. And that could be anywhere from childcare, or maybe you need transportation assistance. So maybe you have a flat tire, or maybe your car broke down. So we can help fund some of those things and help support through our supportive services program. So we'll fund childcare. We'll help pay maybe if your car broke down and you're trying to get back and forth to work or to school. We want to set you up for success to ensure that you're able to not only obtain employment, but most importantly, we want to make sure you're able to retain employment.
Sonia, Angela speaking. What is the time frame when a person comes in and they start to look for a job and find one? Do you have any data on the period of time it takes for them to be gainfully employed?
Yeah, and it really depends. We work what I didn't mention earlier is that we work hand in hand with employers. One of our primary responsibilities is to understand what employers need. We want to make sure that we are assessing employers' needs so that we can identify the right talent for those employers. And with that being said, we want to make sure individuals are getting trained for the jobs that employers are looking for people in. We don't want to train people to make shoes if nobody's making shoes anymore. So we want to consistently work with employers who have job opportunities available. We have on-site employment events. So sometimes if an employer's on site, you could potentially get a job the same day you arrive. Depending upon what we have going on. But there's always employment opportunities available. And if you have the right credentials and the right skills, we can advocate on your behalf to receive employment opportunities. And one of the ways that we do that is we offer employers incentives to hire individuals. Say, for example, I'm sure many of you have experienced this. A candidate comes to you and they may not have 100% of the skills that you're looking for. But if an agency, a federal agency like ours, is offering wage reimbursement up to 50% of their wages for, say, 6 months period of time, you may be willing to give that individual an opportunity. So we advocate utilizing those tools and those services to employers to make sure that people can get these opportunities that they may not otherwise have. And this works very efficiently for individuals, specifically individuals that may have barriers to employment. Say, for example, you have a felony background, which some people do, and an employer may be a little hesitant about hiring someone with a felony background. What we can do for that individual is, again, we can advocate on their behalf, provide 50% wage reimbursement, sometimes up to 75% wage reimbursement, depending upon the barrier for that individual over a period of time to that employer, but also obtain a fidelity bond to insure that individual for a year through Department of Labor for that employer. So again, it's about providing those resources and those services to employers as well, to make sure that we can advocate on our customers' behalf to ensure that they're able to obtain these opportunities.
It sounds like you've taken away every barrier possible. That's tremendous. That's tremendous.
Next slide. I talked a little bit a moment ago about our youth program. This is our BOSS program. And you can hit the slide again one more time, please. Thank you. And this is really focused on career pathways for our young people. You know, without our young, our talent pipeline would not necessarily be there. So we have to make sure our young people are getting these opportunities and are being trained to prepare for our future. We're offering professional development for them. There's a variety of workshops, career mentoring. There's high school and GED, high school diplomas and GED assessment, as well as registered apprenticeship opportunities, which are the earn and learn models. So you can enter into an apprenticeship and start earning wages as soon as you arrive and while you're being trained. And of course, we're always looking to move our individuals into post-secondary education, whether that be employment, college, or to join the military. So we focus a great deal on our young people. We offer talent tours. Right now, there'll be virtual talent tours, but we used to take our young people out to see careers in industries, in action, and take them out on a field trip to see these careers and industries in action, so they would understand what careers were available to them, and then off to a community college or to a training institution to hear about the career pathways and how to get those opportunities. And then right after that, ideally, we fund them into an internship opportunity so they can begin to have those experiences.
That's wonderful.
And these services, again, are free.
Wow, that's great. I don't know how many more slides you have.
I'm done.
I
we can
wanted
go to the
to
last
open,
slide.
yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to, I see Pat has her hand raised. Go ahead, Pat.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you have various programs, and I know you mentioned Marietta location.
Yes.
Exactly where are you located in Marietta?
We're on Commerce Park Drive in Marietta.
Is that off of Windy Hill?
It's off of Fairgrounds. And I apologize because I'm fairly new to this area, but it's off of Fairgrounds. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, right in Marietta.
Thank you.
463 Commerce Park Drive.
Okay.
And at the end of the slideshow, there's an email address and a telephone number for folks. And you can you can bypass all of this. I talked about the employer tools and resources.
Okay, great. I wanted to introduce actually a couple of people. One, Trey, and Trey brought up an interesting point about intergenerational issues as it concerns jobs. And I wanted Trey to ask Trey to speak to that a little more, and how you see that and how you see navigating that process within families who are different ages and looking for work.
Yes. Well,
yeah, I wanted you to talk a little bit about what your observations in dealing with families. regarding this issue?
One of the things that we noticed is there's a lot of need for intergenerational training currently, and we're really started focusing on this conversation with literacy and making sure that our parents were able to assist their students with reading. But we started seeing that the need was even bigger as we're getting into multi-generational households and making sure that the household is sustainable. We started seeing a need for more intergenerational training with students and that are of working age as well as their parents. Many of the communities that we're servicing, they are one-parent households and things of that nature. So having these resources that we talked about today, which I think was awesome, allows for some certifications that not just the parent can participate in, but also the student can participate in getting those certifications at the same time. So I was excited to hear that, but we are seeing a need now for more intergenerational support as it relates to ensuring that the families that we're servicing here in South Cobb get the certifications and get some of the training necessary to start making a livable wage.
Is that something, Sonia, is that something where the parents and their children can come in at the same time? You're having classes concurrently that work for them in that space?
Yes, it's interesting. We were just having this discussion earlier today with my youth programs manager and my adults programs manager, and we were just talking about servicing the whole family at a more holistic kind of model with wraparound services for everyone. Because when you're servicing a young person, if the parent is struggling and experiencing hardship, of course, that's going to spill off into that young person's environment and affect them being able to, whether it's complete high school or complete post-secondary education or work. So again, we were looking at how we can do a better job of servicing the entire family. So when a adult comes into the service center, we want to make sure that we understand the entire family dynamic and who else in that family might be in need of services, and get those individuals enrolled in those services as well. So again, it's really about servicing the whole family. So that's really the approach we like to take.
So it's the chicken or the egg. You get the child coming in, you ask what their parents might need, and
Right.
vice versa. That's good.